everybody, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host, Dave.
And I'm the other one, the bearded one, Don.
Yes. Here
I
we
mean, you have a
are back.
beard too, but yours is a goatee. But anywho.
Yeah. And it's funny because I caught it a goatee the other day, and the girlfriend said, "No, it's a beard." So I don't know. I don't think
Yeah,
it is because I don't have it on here. I keep it this,
right.
Yes, yeah. Um. So
Anywho,
yeah, what do we got on tap for tonight? We got we're talking about obviously uh Peacemaker episode 7. I
mm-hmm.
think I think there's some
A
interesting
lot.
twists. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with that episode. A lot. I think there's some
Mm-hmm.
unintended things to talk about with that episode.
Okay.
Um yeah, and then we've got um some interesting news about Wanda in the MCU. Mark Ruffalo had a little bit of news that he said on the Tonight Show, and a little bit of Daredevil news, and of course there is some Star Wars news. It's a rumor, but it's worth talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what we've got going on tonight. With all that being said, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I actually had a really good, brisk rest of the work week, which was nice. Then played Magic on Friday night. I won 2 out of 3 games, which is nice. And then Saturday, just did a bunch of yard work, but that was because we were having people over to like hang out in the hot tub and whatnot. So that was
Mhm.
fun. Saw a friend that I haven't seen in a while came over, and we just had a good time talking. But today, I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to be doxxed. Because if you dox me, it's not going to be good for you. But there's a big 1 day festival in the town in which I live. And so I had to wake up at like 6 a.m. because we had a breakfast thing at my second job that I had to be at. And then, yeah, it's still Sunday, so I still have to get grocery shopping done. It's a whole ordeal. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty tired, to be completely honest with you, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean that's really about it, man. Just doing the woolly bear. Oh, well, anyway, just doing the festival and working, having fun. How about you, Dave? How's your since Wednesday week been?
Not bad. Work was well, it's funny because work work's been work. It's whatever. I got
Yeah,
trying to get stuff finished up before we go away to New York, and I don't know if I'm going to get everything done, which I'll hear about on Tuesday from my boss if I don't. Uh,
right.
and then the other thing was so Thursday the girlfriend had a dentist appointment, and her dentist is actually like around the corner from where I live. So we ended up going out afterwards, going out to dinner, and then went to Hobby Lobby.
Oh,
I bought
yay.
I bought some stuff I didn't need, but more canvases
Mm,
um,
okay.
to do some more paintings, and then Friday I went to her house and spent the night so that we could get up early and go to the Renaissance Fair one more time on Saturday,
Oh, okay.
and it was okay. Not to say too much, but the her the whole idea originally was we were going because her kids and their friends wanted to go, and if she needed to help give rides, that's what we
Yeah.
did last year. A couple of them went in the car with us, a couple went in a friend's car, and it ended up being that just the one son's girlfriend and one of their friends went, and the one friend who went was driving and had a car. So they all fit in that car. So it was just me, her, and her oldest. And it's one of those situations where we got up, we got ready, we go down. He's sitting there and he's ready to go. He didn't get dressed up or anything. And then it was like Karen said to him like at least 3 times, "Look, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go." And he's like, "No, I'll be fine." Like that's how he said it. And it was around 3 o'clock. When are we going home? Started.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one thing when it's a whiny, toddler that you have with you that like
Yeah.
wants to go home. It's another thing when it's a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
So, so we stayed a little bit longer. I actually ended up going into there's a tent there this year that I hadn't noticed before. That's all weapons and stuff. I mean, they have a weapon shop there, but this was a new one that I hadn't seen before, and it's all uh, Viking style weapons. Most of them are, and I bought myself a nice little knife that I wanted to stab some people with, but I won't.
Yeah, don't do that.
And it was funny because he wanted to look at it too. So, but there was a bench like right near the tent, and they both sat down. And I went in. I was like looking around slowly, waiting for Matt to come in and join me, but he didn't. And then finally, I just okay, well, I like this one. It was the right price for me, and I went and paid for it. And it was funny because you went out the back, which is right where the bench was.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you done already?" I'm like, "Yeah." So
that is cool. I've never been to a Ren fair, but I do like the fact that you were like, it was like an RPG town. You're like, "Oh, we going to the weapon shop?" Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which I am going to kind of do at New York Comic Con, but I digress. Go ahead.
Oh, but then the other thing was like we had eaten a couple things throughout the day, but I said, "Oh, how about if we're going to be leaving a little early, how about we'll go once we get back into Philly, we'll go out to dinner." And she's like, "Okay, that sounds like a good idea." And once we got off the turnpike, she's like, "I'm not really hungry, and I don't think Matt wants to go out." I'm like, "Fine." So they just dropped me off, and I ended up ordering McDonald's, and I felt, guilty eating it. It was terrible too. I haven't had McDonald's in a long time.
Right.
Actually.
No, you should feel guilty because you've spent way too much. It's not that good. It's not that fast. And I hate going through the drive-through because they shouldn't even be legally allowed to call them drive-throughs anymore. They should call them drive and then park and wait for your food to come out.
Yeah. But the thing is, I ordered through DoorDash, which means the prices are higher because DoorDash is making a cut.
I'm a dasher, so you got to pay me, man. We're gonna make that money.
So I was just like, and I ate it, and I'm like, man, this is so good. I haven't had it in such a long time.
Yeah, man, you gotta be like me, like financially just tough, but either way, so when we go and we saw a food truck that serves Reubens, which I love, and my wife's like, "Oh, wouldn't you like that?" I'm like, I would love a Reuben, but I can't pay $15 for one. But I sure as hell did go to the store and get like 2 pounds of corned beef, sauerkraut, and I made Reubens, and it was absolutely awesome. But 2 pounds was actually way more. Cost like $25 for like 1.8 pounds. But it's good, and I really don't mind having too much. But you gotta hold off and get hold off. Go to the grocery store, get the ingredients. It's gonna be cheaper, better. I know. Believe me, if money went an object, we'd be doing the same shit. Believe me.
Yeah, and again, also just because it was so disappointing, it was just like, oh,
yeah.
I don't like the bottom bun was like, I don't know if they toasted it or what, but it was a little burnt and dried out. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, no, it's not good, man. I mean, I spent many a years, getting a McDouble, some fries, for $1 each, and being happy with it in my 20s. But now, McDonald's is shit. And it's almost like they do it on purpose, because the reason why the fucking lines are so long, even though it's McDonald's and it's shitty, is their goddamn coffees and stuff. Like people like fucking McDonald's coffee, and I don't drink coffee, so that furthers my annoyance with the fact that there's always a freaking line at McDonald's getting their stupid coffee. Like anyone who gets food has to like pull up and park so they can get the coffee people out. And I'm like, man, the hell.
Yeah, and I think they did that to compete with like Starbucks, which
is actually going under. So it may have worked. People still like McDonald's coffee, but like
yeah,
Starbucks is going under.
They're closing a bunch here in Philly.
Yeah.
I know that. So
I just watched the infographic show on it not too long ago.
yeah, well, that was okay. We're getting way off topic here, but
yeah,
that's one of those things where it was like they pushed the franchising aggressively with Starbucks, and it was a fad. But it was funny because like the first time I had Starbucks coffee, I'm like, this is terrible. I don't understand why people like it.
yeah.
And I'm sorry if you're a Starbucks fan, but it was like it tasted burnt to me, and I'm like, but everyone was like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, I think they just put extra caffeine in it and you got addicted to it. But they pushed it and they pushed it and pushed it like where, you know, they're everywhere. And then all of a sudden, but I was like, this isn't sustainable. It's a fad. Eventually people are going to be like, yeah, I don't want to pay $15 for a cup of coffee.
Fads fade. Yep.
And it's exactly where we are. Like, I feel like the corporation was propping them up for a while, and now they don't even have the money to do that anymore, and so they're starting to close the stores. It's like, yeah, it's like it's a fade, it's a fad. It's like, and it was way overdone, you know. So,
yep.
So yeah, that's. I didn't do much today other than get ready for a convention that I'm going to next week. I don't know if we've talked about this before. So yeah. Oh, who's watching us? Oh, Thrawn, of course, Thrawn.
MVP.
Where's that shuttle going? Do they have a Brie Larson? It's an older Brie, but she checks out. I was about to clear them. Everything's a Brie Larson.
Circa Empire Strikes Back.
No, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. What am I thinking?
I don't know.
They're going on to Endor. Sorry.
I'm going to have to take away your Star Wars card.
Nah.
So, all right. But I think the thing we both did today was we got caught up on Peacemaker, episode 7, season 2, episode 7. The as they call it, the penultimate episode, because the next episode will be the finale.
Pre-finale, yep.
So it was the pre-finale. A lot of interesting twists and turns, I think, in this episode. And then I honestly feel like there's an unintentional message in this episode that maybe some people missed. I think even James Gunn missed it when he wrote it, given what's, the current political climate in our country.
Yeah, if you're thinking of the line I'm thinking of, I tend to agree. I think that was more of the actors. Yeah, I don't know. That's a strange one though. Okay, we'll get into it.
Yeah. So I mean, real quick, it picks up right where the last episode left off, where Mads is being chased by a bunch of people. Hardcore and Peacemaker in the Argus building, and the Blue Dragon. Is he the Blue Dragon?
Yes.
Yeah. Has economists tied up in the house. Oh, and of course, Adrian is talking to himself. So,
yep.
So, I mean, I would say like the episode does a decent job of balancing the humor with like the seriousness of the topic. Of course, as it's Earth X, they won World War II. The Nazis won World War II. We find out that most minorities and gay people and whatnot are sent to do the work camps to keep society going for everyone else. Um, and um, but then there's like the conversation with the uh, Adrian has with himself is kind of funny. The Cheerios thing, spelled with an
Yeah.
H, and
The
then
H
it's
at the end.
right when it was like, and then it was, wait, the Nazis won World War II here. It's so weird, not and it's like, wait, what's it like in your universe? In my universe, it ends with an O like it's supposed to.
Right.
And he's like, no. I was like, oh yeah, no, they didn't. The Americans won World War II. Oh, it must be a utopia. Yeah, which begins the whole like strange political commentary in this show, which I
Yeah.
appreciate because it's not completely like in your face, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but there's the whole thing of like, oh, I will say, okay, I loved when Chris is realizing that they're in a Nazi run world because it was like, wait, but okay, you didn't notice the flag. Okay, you didn't notice Mein Kampf on all the desks.
Yeah.
No, and then it was like, how about the Hitler mural
Right.
on the wall?
Yeah, he
On the
really
wall.
wasn't paying attention at all. At all.
And apparently, there was a joke that was in the script, but they cut it when they filmed. And then she was going to go. And how about the mustaches? And there was a bunch of people at the copier that all had Hitler mustaches.
Oh, I'm glad they cut that. That's kind of
Yeah,
dumb, but yeah.
that would have been a little over the top. Happy Sunday, fellas! Thank you, Frosty.
Yes, all right. Yes, we're going up against the NFL as always. So appreciate you, Frosty, for joining us. Yeah, the only complaint I had at this point, and it's kind of a dumb one, is I really do not understand why Adge, as she's running from the white mob,
Oh,
why they jump into the
why
pool.
exactly?
Like that was all just some setup. It was all just a setup for Judo Master to be able to save her, which he does by helping her out of the pool that she didn't need to get in anyway, and electrocuting all the people that went in the water also. That scene
Right,
made no sense. They acted more like zombies than people that are actually like
because
trying
all
to
they had
get
to do was run around the pool,
surround the pool. Right.
surround the
That's all.
pool, and then they won. But like they jumped in the pool
They all
after.
go
Like
in the pool. Yeah.
that, I will say that was poor writing. It didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, like what was her plan? Because it didn't make sense other than she was saved by the writing. It was like okay.
Yeah.
I agree. And then of course they find a house that Judo Master is hiding out in because apparently the people weren't there. He said there was a couple that he broke into, but this one had the most snacks.
Even though they also ended in H instead of O,
Yes.
it didn't taste as good to him.
Well, I was watching a video breaking down the show today, and it was like that might be a German influence with things ending in an H because of the way a lot of German words are spelled.
For sure. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't even think of it that way, but yeah.
But I was right. I did say in our last episode, they're like, hey, he probably just figured out it was the Nazi world and like is in hiding, and that's exactly what happened, and it's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Moving around only at night.
And apparently, there's a lot of history books in this house that he was reading so he could find out what happened in this world.
Right, exactly.
A lot of convenient things.
Right. The plot armor and power is like surrounding Judo Master in this episode.
Yes.
Kind of another meta political thing, but I digress.
And then, of course, they do escape. Chris and Harcourt escape the Argus building. He uses his jetpack, and they fly through the window, and they, jump on the peace cycle and drive away. And we get that
he wants to take back with the other dimension with him.
Yes.
So I thought, it's not probably a good plan.
But we do get a touching moment while they're on the motorcycle. She lays her head on him.
Sure.
As if to say, like, yeah, I do love you. Which is, it's one of those bizarre timing things because it's like, oh, you wait till you might be dying.
Right. You wait till like we're gonna be in a high speed chase soon. And you could get a bullet in your back. Like, yeah, it's a weird time to let that out.
So then they get surrounded, and then of course his father and brother come and blow away all the police officers and save them.
Yeah.
And oh, but before they go to do that, he did say, the father explains to Keith what's going on. This is, it's not your brother, it's him from another dimension. I believe he killed your brother. So he's like, I need
John
you to
Economist told him everything.
John Economist told him everything. Yes. So he's like, I need you to keep a level head this time. You're the one I can count on to do that. And then they go. And while Eagly's rubbing around the house, and the Economist is trying to get Eagly to like either kill them or save him, and
he won't do anything.
He won't do anything.
Give him some string.
Which someone said that felt like a callback to, what was it, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where Yondu wanted his headpiece to control the thing, and Groot kept bringing him like all the wrong things. Like, yeah.
Well, I could see it's a bit of a stretch, but I could see it. Okay.
I'll give it. So yeah, so they blow away the cops, and basically bring them back to the house, and are like, they confront them, they're talking, and then it's just like the father's like, well, I want you and all your friends to just go back through that portal and never come back here again. And Keith is like, what? He killed my brother, blah blah, and he's like, getting angry and whatnot. And
the Blue Dragon is like the most reasonable guy, in existence, basically.
Yes.
So he's not a Nazi.
That's the big reveal in the episode, is that Hardcore calls him a Nazi, and he's like, how dare you call me that? And it's kind of becomes the message of the show, which is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That I think may have been unintended, but ends up being like the crux of the episode is like, he's trying to do the right thing, and he's working within the system, right? Because he knows that like the world's screwed up, and he's trying to do the best he can do in the world that he's given, so that when he has to stand in front of God and be judged, he and it's at that moment that the friends show up, and Vigilante jumps through the window and starts stabbing him in the neck.
Yeah,
it was another James Gunn brutal scene. Yes, which then he kills him at that point. But that's what I was going to say. I kind of feel like the unintended message, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was intended, is that don't accuse someone that you don't know who is a Nazi of being a Nazi. Because you don't know who they are, like, get to know someone, talk to them before you make assumptions about them. And I feel like that's the whole message of this show, or this episode, was like, people walk around with blinders on them and they assume a lot of things. Whereas and good.
Well, I agree with that message. I understand what you're saying there. But I guess I kind of took it in a different way. Whereas his character in that speech where he's saying, hey, I applaud you if your world, you're able to tackle every problem that there is. But for me, I can just change. I can do what I can. I can change what I can change, and I can't, sit there and worry about what I can't. And I think that's a pretty good message because I think a lot of people, particularly those online, um, do a lot of virtue signaling and, like Greta Thunberg, let me go on some sort of fucking boat that I know the Israelis are just going to fucking stop and take over, give me some water, crackers, and send me back to Sweden or wherever the fuck I come from. Whereas instead of doing all that, she could like go feed some people in her own neighborhood or whatever that need help and actually make a difference.
Yeah.
Even though it's not some grandiose virtue signal bullshit, it's actually dealing with real people that are in your own community. And so if we all just take care of our communities like that, then boom, here we are. But no, people have to focus on these, grandiose, we've got to make these changes, even though I really can't do anything to manipulate it, but bitch about it, which isn't going to help anybody, and it's going to make me look like an ass and not help my cause. But anywho, so
no, that's another really great point too, because I also think that's part of the theme of the show in general this season was like all these people, they're a group of friends and they think they're doing the right thing and they're helping the world, but again they have blinders on about oh, I'm doing the right thing, this is the only way to save the world, and they're not actually really doing the good they think they're doing. They might be causing more harm in some cases than they really could be. And it feels like, and that's the whole thing, Peacemaker's the only one who realizes that.
Well, see, and that's where I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, because yes, Peacemaker does realize that, and he's like, fuck, no matter what universe it is, it's fucking me. Anything around me just goes to shit, dies, whatever.
Yeah.
But outside of Peacemaker, John Economist is the only other one that's like, I'm not a fucking hero. I can't do shit.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's actually kind of being real about himself. So that was kind of something I got from this as well. Is like, he's right because he doesn't think he's shit, but everyone else who thinks they're
yeah,
what
and
are
that's
they doing?
True. And then there was something else that was pointed out in another video I watched. When Judo Master and Mads are in that house and they're waiting for the sun to go down, they're playing Grobble instead of Scrabble.
Yeah.
Because she's obviously been talking about her. I don't remember if they're married or not. If it's her wife or her girlfriend.
No, it was just a girlfriend.
Okay, and how
she wanted to open a pet store or some shit.
Right. But the whole thing was like, oh, why can't she, be happy for me and the things that I want, blah blah. And it's like, well, but what does she want? Maybe you're not looking at her side of it, and it's like, oh, she wanted to open a pet store or a pet hospital or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and I felt like that was also part of the whole theme too.
It's way more reasonable than what ads want to do.
Yes. So yeah, it's that's, I feel like the theme of this, and I feel like there's things that in this, it also goes back to and everyone in this cast in this show, but maybe with the exception of Economist, is the hero in their own story. You know what I'm saying? Like, they think they're the top of the cream of the crop, their shit don't stink kind of characters, when they're as effed up as they're as flawed as any superhero character could be, So yeah, that's like what, it's an interesting theme. And then of course, when he attacks, shit hits the fan. There's they're fighting. The cops were there too because of what happened earlier in the episode with them killing all those cops, and they're saying
a lot of cop killing in this episode.
Yeah.
Now I know it's kind of like the cops in this realm are like, Nazi regime, so that's kind of how they get around it. But I couldn't help but kind of note, like, oh, lots of, you know, NWA wants their MO back from the 90s. Back then though it was all ooh, but now you can just blow them away. I mean, that was big. Like when Terminator 2, when he was shooting at cops and shit. I remember that being a big story. Like, oh my god, this movie has cops being killed. We shouldn't
Yeah.
let that happen. But nowadays they're blowing them away. Dime a
Yep.
dozen.
Yeah, so they break into the house, big firefight breaks out, and what's the what's his Keith's character's name?
Yeah,
Captain
I don't.
Captain Triumph. That's it.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay. I never caught that.
so they're all fighting Captain Triumph and the cops and whatnot, and well, because he attacks Chris,
Yeah, no, he's pissed. Yeah,
he's pissed. He attacks Chris, so then Eagly jumps on him and starts pecking at him because
yeah. And then the rest of the gangs up on him, starts shivving him, and of course, Chris is Peacemaker. He's watching his brother basically die again, and that makes him freak out.
right. He screams,
Pretty
"Stop!"
decent acting performance, I must say.
Yes.
By John Cena.
And yeah, and that's when he is like, "What are we doing? Like, this is everything I touch, everything we touch is just turns to crap." Which is interesting because again, it's a Nazi-run universe, so
Yeah.
it was probably already crap before they got there, but so I don't remember. I don't remember exactly how it happens, but then they decide, they're leaving. There's still cops fighting or whatever, and
Well, because the other vigilante stays behind. He does this cool fucking flip move, kicks the door closed, the dimensional door closed or whatever.
well, that's actually an important thing too, because everyone leaves, and Hardcore's still standing there, and she's like,
she's about to shoot Keith.
she tells Vigilante, "Give me a gun." He's like, "What?" And she's like, "Just give me a gun," and she's about to shoot him, and that's that's when all the cops come in, they're shooting, whatever. She gets pushed out the door. He does, and she's about to still try to shoot him, and that's when Vigilante kicks the door closed.
Yeah.
Which
But she doesn't want him coming back after Chris. So again, displaying, that she has feelings for him.
so there is an official Peacemaker podcast, and in the episode talking about this episode of Peacemaker, originally she does kill him in the script, but James Gunn kind of thought later on, like, well, wait a minute, it might be cool if to keep him around, as as like maybe this season is the origin of Captain Triumph as like a supervillain, so and it's interesting, and I think it's important on two levels. One, the way it makes you, because like when I saw the scene, I thought, oh, okay, so that's how it's gonna end. He's gonna like find them in their universe or somehow, and they're gonna fight. But no, because they shut down. Well, they shut down the portal, but
yeah,
if you watch the preview for the next episode, we'll get into that in a second. They shut down the portal, and the way James Gunn talks about it in the podcast, it's like, no, they're done with Earth X for now. Like that's the way he says, he doesn't say it outright, but the way he says things, it's like, no, that's the last we're going to see for them for a little bit. Was the end of episode 7.
Yeah. Seems a bit unlikely, but okay, that's what he says.
But back on our Earth, or at least the main DCU universe, what had happened was the person that Lex said to help them is obviously the guy who's like the head scientist from the Superman movie. I don't remember the
Yeah.
character's name. That's not really important. They brought him to Lex's ship, the floating ship that
That
he had in
control room.
that
Yeah.
control room.
From the Superman movie.
Right, and they
You know, where
powered
he's
it
like
up.
B1 F5. Yeah.
They powered it up, and he finds the portal within like 2 seconds,
Yeah.
which was just like, why? I really felt like that all that stuff felt like filler. They could have just had Lex explain how to use the technology. Like, why did they need him to? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because if he
That's
found it
all
that
very unnecessary.
right, if he found it that fast, it means the machine was already calibrated to find these portals. They
Yeah.
all they had to do was turn it on and know what command to put in. That's it. You know. Um,
But do you
and
remember the mid-credit scene with that character?
what in
That
the
computer guy?
in this episode?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
I just that whole character is I don't know.
So there's a theory behind that, right? Because in the Superman movie, he's willing to go against Lex, right? He's saying he's going to shut the portal down because it's causing all the problems.
Yeah.
And yet in this episode, he's like, "What are you going to give me if I help you?" And they're like, well, we'll just tell Lex you weren't cooperating. And it's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding," and he does it, and it's
Yeah.
like he was already willing to go against him. Why is he acting like he's afraid of him now? So the theory behind the mid-credit scene where he says he's going to go look at porn, and you know he's like, "Oh, you should look away," is that he really wanted to use the machine without without the guard looking, to set something up for the next Superman movie, or at least the next big DC
Okay,
movie.
okay, you know, that makes a lot more sense. Otherwise I'm like, this is dumb, really?
I mean, I kind of hope that's it, because yeah, right. Otherwise, it was stupid. Like, why are we doing this? Like, the scene makes no sense. It's stupid. Um, so yeah, so because he found the portal, which was in um Vigilante's basement,
Mm-hmm.
like the cops Argus is all there waiting for them when they get out, and they walk out, and Peacemaker gives himself up. He tosses them the machine that creates the portals, and it says, like, basically tells them they convinced him to come back and give him back the portal thing. And he asks Judah Masters, like,
He
is that the story?
cooperates.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, that's what happened. So, and that's the episode ends with Chris in the back of a police car, and they're driving off. And then we get that weird mid-credit scene. So, um, so yeah, it was kind of like, I mean, and it's funny because I feel like and I said this the last time, that like, oh, James Gunn doesn't normally do a, like, here's the end of the season is actually the 7th episode, and the 8th is just kind of like a wrap up, which I feel like a lot of online shows do, but I feel like you could have ended the season right there, and left us hanging for what happens next. But there is an episode 8. It has come out that the 8th episode is actually twice as long as all the other episodes, so it's about an hour.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot in it. And well, before we get to the trailer, so what did you think overall of the episode and how it ended?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was really well acted, but there were some writing missteps in my eyes that took me out of it a little bit. We had mentioned people ads just going in the pool for whatever reason. Then we have the father and Keith. Um, I don't quite understand how they're like the top trio, these well-known superheroes, but yet they're removed from the Nazis. So I'm just, whatever. That's a little bit of a nitpick, but outside of that, though, like, What the hell is the explanation for all this technology they have access to? And
You
in
mean the
my eyes, like the portal, the Peacemaker helmets, the blue and red dragon suit, Keith suit, like all that Iron Man shit, like, you know, one dude in one universe is like a fucking redneck KKK fucker. This dude is like an anti-Nazi superhero guy. Um, there's just maybe we'll get some sort of explanation. Like he even explained like, oh, he saw his evil self. Like so he even saw that. I'm missing this information about this goddamn dimension and this tech. Like, did he get this technology from that dimension? Um, how did they all get Iron Man suits? That's not explained, and anyone that can explain it is like dead, unless somehow Peacemaker in the last episode of the whole entire series, from what I understand, there's not a season 3 planned at this time. Is he gonna? Obviously, I doubt he's gonna take time in an episode to explain, well, this is where the suits and the technology came from, and blah 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 blah. So a
well,
little bit frustrating.
I mean, obviously they explained the portal in this season. The alien came down, and
Sure, he's got the little alien doodad, right?
so you could argue that the same kind of thing happened in Earth X as well. An alien came down, and they got the little doodad, and that's how they got their portal. Um, as for the other technology, like the suits and the weapons and all that, yeah, like
Yeah.
because also like, then how do they make money to afford all of this stuff, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're not like because you kind of was I assumed um that they worked for the government, like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
the strong arm of the regime, like they went around and police things, but then when he gives his little speech and it's like, no, we're just trying to do what good we can do. It's like, okay, well then how, yeah, right, how did you get all the money and everything? Like they got a nice house, they've got all this technology, like, yeah, there's nothing that explains that, how did the redneck dad get the suit he had and the all the helmets for Chris either as well. So it's interesting too that like in both universes they look at Chris as the F up, the dad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
with Cause and Earth X because apparently he was on drugs and stuff, but like, um, and then apparently he looked at his other self as the evil self in our universe. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird. So obviously they gave us a trailer for the final episode, and
Which I know I've complained about this before, but as you said, and I'm the same, like we didn't watch this till today. And it's like they 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 don't give you anything to like think about. They tell, oh, this is what's happening next episode. So you're just like, oh fuck. Anyway, I don't get that direction of James Gunn here with like immediately spoiling the cliffhangers with a preview that's cut the way they're cut.
well, I mean, I don't think it gave away as much, but maybe because like they show that obviously Argus decides to use the technology and they're going into all the doors to see what's out there, which um seems like a
One of them's
stupid idea.
like, well, yeah, well, because they showed like one of them, they opened the door and it's like Mustafar with giant skull spiders,
Yeah,
everywhere. It's like, oh fuck.
yeah. So it's like I don't know if they're gonna have some jokes in there with like alternate versions of DC characters as well. Are you gonna see
Mm-hmm.
Patterson's Batman running around in one of them, or something like that, or the
Yeah.
CW characters? Like that would be fun for a second, but of course, um, that means multiverse. Uh,
Goddamn multiverse. Which I mean,
your
we're pretty
favorite,
much already here. We're
yeah.
already there. We're already got all these dimension doors.
And then of course they show Chris is in his jail cell and people want to come visit him, and he's like, he doesn't want anyone to see him because he's the angel of death. Uh,
I am
so
the angel of death. That's the phantasm, but okay. That's
so
phantasm.
I mean, I don't know how does this season end?
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. How does anything conclude other than him just being fucked up? Yeah, I
Does
don't.
does Amanda Waller show up and say, if you join my task force, I'll get you out of here? But I don't know.
He already did that though.
I
He
know.
already did that. He killed Rick Flag. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't. I mean, for all I know, man, this could be the last episode. Just shit gets fucked up. He gets, you know, let down again or whatever, and then we see him as a Black Lantern in 5 years. I mean, who fucking knows?
So,
but I just don't see where it's going.
there's a uh, couple of theories online. One being, of course, if we saw the birth of a supervillain with uh, his brother, does his brother then team up with this version of the Justice League and says, "Oh, I know of an Earth we can go conquer," and so then does that mean you get the Overman, the evil version of Superman, and all those characters
Right.
showing up, which would then be like, oh, well, that's why Superman and Lex Luthor have to team up in Man of Tomorrow, because it's going to be them against the evil Justice League. Like, I don't know. That would be interesting.
No, that'd be way too much. Way too much.
Okay. And then
I still think we're gonna get Henry Cavill Overman in the finale. How about that?
well, James Gunn has come out and said that he said he could see Henry Cavill coming back in a way no one would expect, or something like that. It's like, which has left a lot of people online speculating, oh, that means he's going to be Overman. That's like,
well, my unanimous, unverified, unknown sources tell me Henry Cavill is going to be in the next episode of Peacemaker. So, my sources.
yeah, he could call it the Crime Syndicate. I mean, that's Ultraman in a different universe, but it could be drawn Crime Syndicate. We shall see. All right. Wow, we spent a lot of time talking about this.
I'm gonna probably we should maybe lightning round these news stories, man.
All right. Well, let's take a
I'm so tired.
quick break and have our good friend Darth Don tell you where you can find more superhero speak.
Darth Don here. You must subscribe to Superhero Speak if you haven't already. And if you have already, make another account and subscribe again. You also will like this video. And while you're on the HoloNet, go to superheroespeak.com. Find the links to our merch and purchase one of our shirts. Don't skimp on the shipping, or else I will trap you in a box with an agitated gundog named Brie Lawson. I would just force lightning you, but we don't have that in the effects budget. Now, back to the show.
All right. news lightning round.
Well, before that, let me say, you know, Dark Dawn will be at New York Comic Con pretty soon, and he'll say some jokes featuring, you know, what did Brie Larson, the Gundark, say to the Womp Rat? Nothing. She just used all four of her arms to rip its limbs off one by one. So, just one of the brilliant jokes written for Dark Dawn.
We'll come up with some good ones. All right. So real quick, this has been online. I've seen a few people referencing this. Of course, Mark Ruffalo was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. They were talking about a lot of different things. He's promoting some movie, and he was asked, you know, why weren't you in the? He's like, are you in Doomsday? You weren't in the cast announcement. And Mark Ruffalo kind of just makes a joke like, you know, to avoid any leaks, they decided to leave me out of this one. You know, and they kind of laugh it off. That's the whole thing. And it's just like, I don't know. You had said there's a rumor that Lou Ferrigno might be an alternate version of the Hulk in Doomsday. There's been a lot of talk about future things for Bruce Banner, and there's rumors he's in Brand New Day, but that hasn't been confirmed. There's rumors he's in a couple different things coming up. I know there was a big thing a couple of years ago where Marvel sat down with him and it's like, what do you want to see with your character? Which is kind of where his involvement in Ragnarok came from, and then the Genius Hulk and the other movies. So I feel like he's going to be in it, and this is just a smokescreen. But I don't know. You think he's going to be in Doomsday?
I would, because it's the Hulk, and the Hulk is like 1B, you know, when it comes to X-Men, non-X-Men Marvel properties. So I think he will be. They can't give him his own movie, so their only choice, so their only choice is to, you know, you've got to find reasons to have the Hulk around in your movies. So absolutely, I think all day. Mark Ruffalo likes to be coy anyway, so
well, that's true. So
you know, he's awfully pedantic, which I have no problem with. I love him as the Hulk, Bruce Banner.
So the other bit of Marvel news, TV news, Paul Bettany was talking with someone, I don't remember who it was. I can't. It doesn't matter. About Vision Quest.
Yeah.
And they asked him if it was a direct sequel to WandaVision, and he said, no, but it is part of the Wanda trilogy, which, you know, obviously has made people go, wait a minute, what? Oh, it was a panel at LA Comic-Con, okay, where he said this. So I thought of this two ways. Like, obviously, you could sit there and say, oh, okay, this is the third part of a trilogy, because you could sit there and say WandaVision, and then Agatha All Along, maybe, and then Vision Quest. Is that the Wanda trilogy? But like, you have Wiccan in Agatha All Along. You don't really have any of the other characters, though. The rumor is that in Vision Quest, then they're looking for Speed, you know, the other brother. So possibly you could also say that Multiverse of Madness is the second part of the trilogy, and then this would be the end of it. So I don't know. It's weird. Or is there another part that we don't know about? Like, and if you're going to call this the Wanda trilogy, then she's got to be involved with it somehow, don't you think?
I don't know. I think their relationship with Elizabeth Olsen, I don't want to say is rocky, but it's definitely not like rock salad where like you always know she's going to be there.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to hear that they considered WandaVision, Agatha all along, and then when Vision Quest comes out to be a Wanda trilogy because there's not enough Wanda there.
Yeah.
So I really don't understand. I think in general they don't know what the fuck they're going to do. Well, because here they have a great actress with a very popular character in Scarlet.
Mhm.
But this very popular character has a very complicated and convoluted background. And
Yeah.
in your movies, you've already went from she has an accent to she doesn't have an accent. Now she's looking for 2 kids that she was conceived by her robot boyfriend. Uh,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
go
I
ahead.
mean, because she's a reality warper and she created them out of her own want.
Yeah.
Which
She's like the living MacGuffin, like what the fuck do you do with her?
but I don't know. I think it's also I also think it's weird that she like Multiverse of Madness, where she became such a villain to get her quote unquote kids back.
Yeah.
Like again, that it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like in the comics, I think it made a little more sense. She was angry at Xavier and all the mutants who betrayed her and made her forget about her twins.
Oh
Spidey
no.
fell. Um,
Sorry. But yeah, no, they did it much better in the comics because all that happened, and yes, it did result in her having like a mental breakdown and saying no more mutants, and then that happened. Whereas this is like her consciously murdering people.
yes, yes.
So yeah,
That's the problem. She's doing it consciously. Um, and
like I
that
know they're my imaginary children. I don't give a fuck. You die.
yeah, that's not
It's a
good.
little irredeemable.
Just a little bit.
Oh, I'm the
So
queen of the dead, like holy crap.
yeah, they've kind of made the character unredeemable. Yet again, I feel like that being said, it kind of tied in with what we talked about the last time we got together, where she has said she still wants to do things with the character. She wants to go through the
Yeah.
whole House of M. So
House of M, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if she shows up in WandaVision. How I don't know, and will
I
it
mean,
make
hey,
sense?
she's smart enough to want a paycheck.
Yeah,
People love her in the role, and it's a popular character. It's just a complicated, convoluted character, but
very much so.
is popular though. Is popular. May or may not be the daughter of Magneto. Maybe an Inhuman, maybe a mutant. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep. All right, our last bit of Marvel news, which did not surprise me, but Eldon Henson, who plays Foggy in the Daredevil series and the Daredevil Born Again series, confirmed also at the LA Comic Con that he will not be returning for season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Well, yeah, he's dead. I mean, I guess people thought that he was going to have flashbacks and whatnot. But, obviously he's not coming back. So, were you shocked by this news? Were you saddened? Were you taken aback?
No, not at all. His death at the beginning of Daredevil Born Again was the most impact that character could ever have again. And I thought no, but I thought it was done well because
Yeah.
again that is the one Netflix series I did watch. So as you're watching Daredevil Born Again, to see that happen to his friend who we've witnessed this huge history and have seen this intimate chemistry that they have,
Right.
it really did make that scene impactful.
Yeah, and it would take something away if they brought him back. and
Right.
that's coming
There
from
is
me.
nothing else you could do for that character that would get anyone else would give two shits about. So
Yeah.
live and let live. Let it lie. Like the Mona
Yeah.
Lisa's done, hanging on the fucking wall. Be done with it.
Yep. All right. And then our last little bit of news, it's a rumor, but it involves Star Wars, and of course we can't not talk about it.
No, we cannot.
So the rumor is that Star Wars Starfighter, the story is that the Ryan Gosling's character is transporting a force sensitive young person so they can be trained by, wait for it, Rey Skywalker.
Best Jedi ever.
You just lost me. So, which then that means that this will then turn into a trilogy, right? And then of course
Mhm.
there was rumor there was going to be another Rey Skywalker trilogy.
Yeah.
So, is this the first movie of that trilogy? What do you think?
It would be very, very weird. Because in Star Wars, your trilogies are for the mainline
Yeah,
episodes. So I would expect the new trilogy to be episode, what, 10, 11, 12?
true.
So they've never done that before where they have a movie that leads into a trilogy. But they've retroactively done that with Rogue One. Because Rogue One really leads us right into the original trilogy. So while I say they
True.
haven't done this before, therefore I don't think this is happening. They kind of have though, retroactively. But it would be weird. I would think that if this was truly going to be part of a trilogy, it would be a numbered episode. And then that fact alone that it is not, that it is called Starfighter, I do not believe this rumor. I do not believe. Now, there's a sliver of hope. They could proactively do the Rogue One thing. That breaks a lot of precedence to me, so I think it's a very low percentage that happens. I don't think they're actually going to do a Rey trilogy. I don't.
Yeah.
Because by the time they do that, it's going to be 10 freaking years from now. I just don't see it.
Okay. I don't blame you. I don't see it either. It's just the current rumor. We'll see. We don't. Pardon me.
Like the only way Star Wars is going to get away from the Skywalkers is to do massive time jumps. Or, discussed this before, the world at large does seem to dig this between Return of the Jedi and the sequels era,
Yeah.
which The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, my man, Baylan Skoll, exist in. So, but we've already got the Mandalorian Grogu movie, so I don't see it.
Amy Adams will be called Rama Dashe.
Sorry, I'm not smart enough to get that.
Isn't that a play on the soldiers from Black Panther? The guard.
Oh, the Dora Milaje.
Oh, that's how I took it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Might be an inside Star Wars joke I don't get because Thrawn is good with.
And then he's saying everybody wants Thrawn kill. Everyone wants their kid to go to LeBron James Academy. Like that just recently came out that like they don't pass any tests.
A play on Mara
Jade. Says Mara Jade. You know what? I want Mara Jade to be in canon, and the reason is I named one of my daughters after her. So I would like, and she knows that. They know that it's a Star Wars character, but it's a not in canon Star Wars character. So that would be fun. And they can totally do it. Like there's time in between, Luke Skywalker starting the new Jedi Order, it getting fucked up, and him becoming a hermit. So Mara J could totally exist in the current
Oh yeah,
canon, and I hope they
yeah,
do that.
yeah. They seem to have no desire to touch those extended universe books, but we'll see. All right. Well, we're both tired. It's been a long, long day, a long episode. So let's just ask that question that we ask every time we get together.
What did we learn on the show tonight?
So tell me, Don, what did you learn? Do you have any recommendations? Or do you just want to say screw it and go to bed?
I would like to say that I learned that even though it's NFL Sunday, we still got Frosty and we still got Thrawn Kill with us. So thank you, gentlemen. What I want to recommend is you get back on Twisted Metal so we can talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
And then, yes, I want to go to bed.
I learned that if I bump Spidey before we start the show, it loosens him and he falls off because he's held up with Velcro. I also learned that that we can talk about the Peacemaker for a long time.
For a long, yeah.
I'm going to recommend quite a few things right now. First, I'm going to recommend that if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button, click that bell for notifications so you don't miss us when we go live here on Sunday nights. Also, what does Thrawn say here? Tron Ares episode coming? I don't know. Because I will also
on the app.
Once it's on the app, okay.
Also, I boycott Jared Leto, at the box office.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
just Joker.
Statistics saying just because his pitiful performance, like he's not in any good movies. Sorry.
Also, going to recommend that if you are not subscribed to or following us on Instagram, do so because we'll be posting photos, lots of cosplay photos while we're in New York on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So go check those out. Comment, like, share, all that good stuff because it'll be a good time. And the next time that we get together, we'll be live from the hotel room in New York. So
yeah,
we'll do a pre-hype. We'll do a pre-New York Con hype show on Wednesday night from the hotel room with special guest Tim Jones, and yeah, keep an eye on that. We got a lot of stuff lined up for New York Comic Con. We got I think 8 or 10 interviews lined up, 4 press rooms, I think 5.
I'm trying to hit up the Magic Nickelodeon and event.
Yeah,
Seth MacFarlane's going to be doing some free signings, which I might try to help a buddy out with. We'll see. You got to get.
You mean Todd McFarlane?
Todd McFarlane. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Yeah. But like, if I do, but Dave, what if like what? Just it's hypothetically, and I'm sorry, I'm tired. I know we want to go, but here I am. Hypothetically, what do you think would happen if, like, in that process, I like bring up Rob Liefeld and like him being a dick to you? What would I get kicked out immediately? Do you think he would actually like comment or?
I don't know. Well, I don't think
Todd like security punch me in the face.
I don't think Todd McFarlane's going to comment on Rob Liefeld going off on someone on social media. He'll be like, "Oh, okay, whatever." I think if you went up to Rob Liefeld had said, "Why the fuck you going after my boy Dave on social media?" Then that would be interesting. So,
Well, yeah, I'd have to be funnier than that. I'd have to be like, Rob, did you go after Dave Markowski because he draws feet better than you? You know, something like that. You know?
maybe we'll do that. I think he's gonna be there. So,
Okay.
and then we'll get kicked out. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Stuttering John type questions.
I'll do it at the end of the day on the last day. So if we get
Yeah.
kicked out, we won't miss anything.
We go to the Mexican restaurant, we eat, we get drunk,
Exactly.
have fun.
All right.
New
Well,
York,
on that
baby,
note-
couple days. Getting excited.
Yep. On that note, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape get caught in the door. See you next time.
If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. It really keeps this podcast alive. Smash the like button if you please. It gives us what we need. Maybe leave a comment or two. It's a really nice thing to do. And what are you waiting for? Visit our merch store.